Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing Mono Black Demons. And with this deck, we're going to show you how to play a deck that likes to leverage demons, vampires, and discard all together in the same deck. If that sounds interesting, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, someone who firmly believes in you, despite what your mama says. Doctor, you can't suck it. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You can't suck it. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on MTG Goldfish called Mono Black Demons by Troubleshot. Mono Black Demons. So I played Mono Black Demons before. It was pretty decent. This one had a slightly different bent. I think it's because we got this Qarsi Revenant in it, who is not a demon. And then it seemed like we had some other weird versions of cards earlier on that I wasn't used to seeing in a demon deck. And I thought, yeah, let's play this one. Let's see how well it works out. Turns out pretty darn well. All right, so what we're going to do is we're take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here today? We got kills little creatures, discard, kills little creatures, discard, kills creatures or planeswalkers, discard, big butt dude with death touch, Moneyball guy with flying death touch and lifelink, which is fantastic. This guy who flying 6/6, he's on a timer, which will kill you if you're not prepared for it. But anytime an opponent's creatures die, they lose 2 life. Sheoldred will punish them for drawing cards and reward you for drawing cards. The speed demon has flying and tramples of 5/5. At the beginning of your end step, you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is your speed. If you have Sheoldred out, then you'll just gain a lot of life back. And so it just kind of works its way out. Unholy Annex will draw you cards. It'll also either lose you life or gain you life and lose your opponent life, depending if you have any demons out. And then what does it do? Also puts out a demon. Surprise, surprise. 1-man land, and target creature gains haste until the end of the turn, potentially. All right, so what are we going to do with this? We're going to control the early board with creature kill and discard, just eliminating threats as much as we possibly can. By the time we get to mid-game, we start putting out creatures and punishing them for killing their own killing creatures. Like Mobilize would just destroy them if you got an Archfiend out. This will kill them if they draw a bunch of cards. And your other guys just go nuts with lifelink, flying, and death touch all over the place. All right, so that's it. That's how we do evil things with this deck. Now, before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sheoldred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, we're playing against Scooterville. Scooter. 2-mana keep. Kind of liked it better when they hissed at me. They'd go, Heh. All right, let's start off with a nice little one there, a little Duress. And I see dreams up there with a Dragon Engine we need to be getting rid of. I wonder if he's trying to play Mishra. Get it. There's a lot of things you can't do. You only have 1 mana, man. Well, I'm going to go up against the Dragon Engine, definitely. He's got the snake. Well, Cruelclaw can take care of that. I love the snake deck. And we're just playing discard, apparently. Yoink. All right, I'll wait till his turn. We can, if he tries to pump up or do something with the Hex Mage, we can just kill it. And that's the end of that. All right, cool. Let's get some card draw going. All right, so 6 is going to be hard for him to get, so let's just do it. Let's crack open a demon. He can only do 4 with the cards he's got in his hand. And these will start to chew him apart. And we win. That's all there is to it. Suck it, sucker fish. Suck it. And we're playing against Dude. Not the dude, just Dude. Dude. 2 mana. A lot of things we do for 2. Keep. Go after our friend's hand a little bit, as one does. Obliterator, suck it. What does this do? Destroy target creature enchantment, you lose 2 life. Alright, so creature. I don't have a whole lot of creatures. He's got a lot of creature kill up there. Alright, cool. I pinned down a little bit. Alright, I'm not too worried about the creatures left over at this point. This guy is probably the worst curse. Alright, that one's gone. And just do a little bit of icky board wipey stuff with it. Let's get the card draw going. We can slip out a demon on the next turn. That's the big guy I got a problem with. I need a nice low-end exile card, which I believe we have. It's just not that. All right, so the question is that who does he want to... Yeah, so we need to be drawn... This is going to be our big problem. Because he could totally curse this guy. That's a problem. Here it goes. I won't block the slasher. I could take out an overlord potentially. Let's go after his hand. Still have the ability for that. On. There we go. Finally got rid of that thing. That's fantastic. And... that's actually doing me a lot of help. Qarsi Revenant. Oh, sweet googly. How many of those guys is he going to get? 2 of them wouldn't have to kill me is the problem. I think right now that's the problem. I got to block. Otherwise, I just die from the half and half. It doesn't even look like I have the ability to do anything about it. Oof. He's a 14. I see. He can't block because of that. That's the problem. Okay, I've got 6. Let's put 2 of these guys out. All right, I gotta just chill, otherwise I would die from the Unholy Annexes. All right, well, I could definitely delay here. Smidge. Maybe that's all I need. I'm gonna have to do math like a sucker. There's 4 there. This guy's 6, but I only get a one-time shot, and the 4 that I'm doing is based on this guy being alive. I don't see anything he can shoot me with. That would do it. And that's really bad. There's a lot of life gain there. And delay. All right, so I'm untargeted. Can we demon up? Let's do that. Which leaves me with 3. Should we go after his hand? Let's do that. That's part of the combo. And let's just give that guy a shot. We'll kick one of them out. All right, back up to 15. He's going to shove at me for 10. I could do a lot of good with this. He doesn't have enough to put his own demon out. That's a problem. I think we're okay. I think we got math on our side. Ooh, that's not good. I'll block still. Hopefully he can't cast that thing right now. All right, yeah, that's your big deal, man. That is it. Otherwise, I'd be raking you over the coals. I need another demon. Unfortunately, that was a bad time to lose it. We got to go for his face. How are we going to do that? We're down to 3. We can eliminate this person right there. When he comes after me, I throw away the land then. All right, Sheoldred doing her best to act as a band-aid for my hemorrhaging. I discard a land. What does this guy do? Put a death cut, lifelink, flying counter, lifelink. Okay, so I can make Sheoldred into a flyer. That's good. I got this game. You don't have it, man. You could throw it on there. Of course, Sugar's gonna be all decayed and decrepit, but she only needs 1 shot. There's the other thing we could do. Yoink! And in we go. Oh! And there we go. Winner, winner, victory dinner. All right, we're playing against SeidrStyle. Not a lot of black in this. No. How dare you come at me with an aggro gingerbread man? How dare you? You are a jerk. I don't particularly care for that card. He's going full on after me. I'm going to double up on this. We'll go after his hand a little bit more just to make sure that we don't have anything to worry about. I'm taking damage, though, pretty hard. We got 3 turns away before being able to put out a demon. One more turn before we could put out our pal. Should I get rid of what is his hand? Just don't care. All right, he could do some stuff with it. Let's just do this. That's fine. Gone. Well, I was worried about I get Sheoldred out, and then he'd try to do a death touch to her, and that would not be good. I'm taking the hits. It's hardcore. All right, Sheoldred, go do what you got to do. Look at this. This is the first time we could do anything. That's rough. A nice Simic aggro deck. That's fantastic, though. All right, he's passing those around like candy. Ah, it's just hard to do. I got to do it. All right, let's put out Flying Flyer Tin. The lifelink would be great. Not a demon, though. A vampire. So he's Unholy Annex at this point. It's going to be bad. I got to put out the demon to be able to do the right stuff here. Yeah, come at me, brah. I'm down to 2, but back up to 5. All right, I'm going to go ahead and vampire up. See, I can't block Gingerbrew. He could just make that unblockable. I can block the flyers. The best thing would be just coming. You got another guy you can turn on. That is a problem. All right, good. Let's just go like that. Oink. All right, we got to keep playing defense. Hopefully, Sheoldred can keep us alive. Again, huh? That's not going to help, is it? All right, so if I could turn on the double life, I could do a lot of good stuff. Let's just let's nuke our little friend right here. Turn on the card draw. And am I worried about this? Yeah, I am. No attacks. That is really good. All right, let's just wait and see what he does here. I think we just got to nuke the gingerbread man. I don't think you have the mana to do anything with it. On. All right, cool. Yeah, gingerbread me, man. Go for it. Oh, that always sucks when you're trying to go for power. God, I remember how much I loved Surge Engine, though. Maybe we need to get Surge Engine going again. Can we give somebody some love here? Let's do it. He's shouldered back. I don't care. That's still 6 life for me, man. I'm back up to 20. All right, he's at 9. This is 4. If I leave this one out, he's going to lose 6 per turn at a minimum. All right, I can't kill either of the artifacts with the go for the throat. He wants to keep the Spyglass Siren back so that he can block Demon Lord McGinty there. Oh, hard to believe. All right, let's take it in. You only block 1, and you're not even going to try. All right, there we go. Boom, boom. Goes the room. Happy match. All right, playing against Dominus. Keep. Don't make me touch your dragon statue. Don't make me touch it. I'm touching it. Touching it. Come on, man. How long do I have to sit here and touch your statue? There we go. I touched it. Reveal your hand, suckerfish. Oh, too bad. Do I care about the rest of that stuff? Probably not. Let's go ahead and wait on this for just a second so we can get some more good stuff in his hand, and then we'll go after it. All right, awaken. Awaken, 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 awaken. Take the land that must be taken. He just says, I'll just go for the mana now. I'll just set up for the future that I'm sure is going to come. All right, let's go for the Raceway. Sure, why not? And I don't care what he's got in his hand yet. Should I? Should I care? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, there's just more land. See, that's why I was a little disappointed. This deck's actually being a little slow right now. Usually by this point, I got a lot of great stuff going on. Archfiend and Dross is fantastic. He's going to gain a lot from that. Like 2 guys. That was lucky on him. Yoink. All right, we'll put out the Archfiend. I'm glad we had enough mana for that. That was fantastic. That's just nothing but death for him. Ooh, that is nice. Yeah, you want to come at me, brah? Try to get your invasion. You could crack it open. Got nothing in his hand. None of this is going to work. Archfiend's cool. Let's just go with what we got. We'll put out the second Archfiend. And we'll call good. All right, he's down super low. And we're spanking him hard. All right, that's 2 you're going to lose. You'll be down to 2. Oh, 4. You lose 4 because I had 2 of those guys out. Yeah. Yeah, it was desperate for you. Victory! All right, playing against RichterBelmont. Richer. That's the person's name now. It's like my name's Connor. All right, I've got to climb to 3 before we can put anybody out. All right, let's look at his hand. I like using this without giving him a gift. All right, hop to it. That sucks. Creature attack. Creature attack. This guy's a jerk. Let's get rid of this. Everything's cheap. That is a problem. Archfiend of the Dross is not going to be great for him. All right, 3. Let's get us into a Preacher. I think I'm going into Archfiend next turn. As long as he doesn't have any creature removal, that thing's going to be devastating for him. Well, that wasn't good. You killed your own guy. Archfiend of the Dross. That only gives me 3 turns to kill him. That is a problem. Unholy Annex will help a lot. Maybe that's a good idea to drop that on my next turn. These guys all are a whole bunch of nothing for themselves. Let's just let it go. And, yeah, we got to take our time. We got to go for it. And we win! Suck it, sucker fish! Suck it! All right, so here we are with the entirely enjoyable Mono Black Demons. You know, when we were playing this deck, I just expected it to be a big demon deck, you know, where we were going to be leveraging demons for the Unholy Annex ritual chamber thing constantly, right? This deck was a discard deck. It was doing discards like nuts. Cruelclaw Heist was great. Duress, Dreams of Steel and Oil. I was getting those cards constantly and just forcing people to get rid of stuff. And that just set up the in-game perfectly when I could start getting out the vampires, the Phyrexians, and the demons. Yeah, this was great. You know, what's funny is that I always hated discard decks. I especially have them played against me. Man, playing with them is just a joy. So I hope you like this as well as I did. Let's get down to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? It's going to be the Unholy Annex. This is the card that was the card. The fact that you could get out 1 or 2 of those, as long as you had another demon out, then you're doing 4 points of damage every turn because you would draw cards and then your opponent would lose 2 life. And you gain 2 life for whenever you draw the card via the Unholy Annex. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. You get a nice Sheoldred out there, and then they're losing like 6 at the end of your turn, beginning of their turn kind of situation. Man, that was incredible. But the life gain offered by Unholy Annex and the ability to put out demons and your other demons doing demony stuff, really, really, really good. So I'm going to give it to Unholy Annex. I think you were the MVP of this particular deck. So congratulations, you are going to Disneyland. All right, let's get to it. Was this deck competitive? I'll tell you, I got 100%. 100%. So absolutely, this is a competitive deck. Big time. I took it out in ladder, 100%. Took it in casual, 100%. Yeah, yep, it's a big time winner. I could just be I got lucky with who I got paired against. I could see, you know, like a good aggro deck. I mean, I remember I played against an aggro Simic deck. That was difficult. I still beat its butt, but I was getting kind of dicey there for a second. This deck sometimes seems like you're not coming into your own until turn 3 at least. But yeah, I ended up winning. Aggro could be hard, but I never had a problem when I played. So yes, it is a competitive deck. Was this deck fun? Yes. Yeah, it was great across the board. I enjoyed the synergy of the demons. The only weird part is I felt like there wasn't as many demons as you could potentially have. I think I've seen some new ones. I kind of hoped that the Qarsi Revenant was a demon. He looks very demonic, but I guess he's more of a Japanese vampire look there. And he's just a vampire. But putting that Death Touch flying lifelink on your other dudes, oh, that is so good. So good. Like, I think I put it on the demon put out by the Ritual Chamber. It already had flying, but giving it lifelink and Death Touch, oh, that was really good. All right, lastly, was this deck interesting? Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of demon decks. It's not particularly interesting. This deck seemed to be cooking with the Evil Gas by putting in all of the discard stuff. I thought it was an interesting brew for a demon deck. Let's put it that way. So I'm not going to give it high points for being interesting. It's pretty much doing mono black mid range, but I thought it was definitely worth playing. I mean, if I played it in a video, it means I found it to be interesting. The only time I don't play decks I find to be interesting is if I'm trying to break a curse, and I broke that a couple of days ago. So I should be good. This deck looked decent. I'm not going to give it high marks for interesting, but it was good. So let's go ahead and add this all together. Was this deck competitive? 100%. Was this deck fun? Yes. Was this deck interesting? For the most part. I got to say, with the 100% competitive, I'm going to give this deck a full-on A+. 100% A+ deck. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I'd highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the underground secret headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.